If you're anything like me, you love using Classroom Screen every day in your classroom. Even when I don't have it on, my students remind me to put it on, and they look forward to it every day to see what I put as the background and what tools we're using. This year, I've noticed some new tools that I enjoy using, and I've gotten my students' feedback on a couple as well. So let's dive in. I'm still using the free version. When you come to classroomscreen.com, the main screen looks a little bit different, so I just hit try for free, and I set this up once a week and just put my computer to sleep at the end of the day and then restart my computer over the weekends. And I've been doing that for about 4 years, 3 or 4 years, and that's been working really well for me. This is what it looks like when you first open it. I have a previous video for using Classroom Screen if you want to see some of the other widgets that I use every day and also a even deeper overview of it. I'll link those around the screen and in the description below. This video is going to focus more on the new ones that I've noticed for the 23-24 school year that I've been utilizing each day with my students. The first one is a new style of timer, and I've gotten some feedback on from my students. This is the one that we usually use. It has a large time, and then the visual here will wind down, and you can set it to turn red when there's a certain amount of time left. This worked pretty well for us, and I always use the same tone, so the students are very used to hearing that. And it's nice that you can kind of change it for colors if you have some seasonal colors going on. Instead of using this timer all the time, I still set this if I have like a group or a center that needs to clean up a little early, like my painters or something like that. But we've been enjoying the new timer even more, and that is our visual timer. And this one is a little easier for the students to set as well. Whereas the other timer, we have to click the plus and minus, and this was a little confusing with the seconds and minutes. I would have a couple students that would get it really easy, and then I'd have to tell other students every time, which was fine, and it helped them with their time. But since this was different from a clock where usually this would be hours and this would be minutes, it was a little confusing for them, where this one is a little easier for them to set. And it's a little more visual as well because the visual area is much larger, and then it still has the exact minutes down here. You can still set to show the time in numbers. You can set a specific time if you want for your new visual timer. So that way it's a little bit more automatic, which way it's going. And then of course that sound, I'm still using the same sound, and then colors as well. We've been using this for a couple weeks, and I asked the students how they feel about it, and they really enjoy this timer better. And they said it's easier for them to use and see from across the room. Another new widget that we've been enjoying is the event countdown. I will probably use this for the art show and events like that, but so far I've just been using it for days until projects are due. So for example, I would put when project number 1 was due for middle school, because I usually have a separate page for my elementary students and then my middle school students. And it will give them a little indicator. So what I mean by separate pages is for example, this would be my middle school page, and then I just have a separate page set up, and then I can just toggle between them throughout the day for my middle schoolers. And then this was a nice visual tracker to help them, as time management is a big skill that we are working on in middle school art. One thing that I would keep in mind about this, however, is that it does count the weekend days. So I just told my students that, and I asked them if that was helpful or not so helpful, and they said that it was helpful. So for example, if I set that project number 1 is due in 5 days, and I'm recording this on a Sunday, if I set that it's due in 5 days, it's going to say 5 days. It's not going to say 4 days, like this would be Thursday. So it's not going to say 4 school days. It's going to say 5 days. But my students told me that that was still helpful, and I just let them know that that's what it was. And they could see the date here as well, which was fine for them. And they said that it was helpful. One more that I've been using a lot is I've been using Embed for my PowerPoints and as well as my Canva slides. So previously I just used this for PowerPoints, but I am now using it for my Canva slides as well, which is awesome. And Embed is an old widget, but I'm using it in a new way, so I will show you that. Let me hop over and grab. So here is one of my Canva presentations. I will just hit share. More. Embed. Copy that code. Head back over to classroom screen and paste run code. And then my presentation is available for me with my timers and everything else I might want on the screen at the same time. I can click through the selection here as well as hide controls, still continue to share, so there's still a couple options there. And I can still make it full screen as well if I want to toggle back and forth from full screen to my classroom screen when I'm presenting to my students. All right, and those are just some new Canva widgets or new way of using Canva widgets that my students and I are loving in the classroom. I hope that you are enjoying your school year so far. And like I said, if you want to see some other widgets that we enjoy using in Classroom Screen and a deeper dive into Classroom Screen, go ahead and check out the links below. Have a great day and keep creating. Bye!